Here are 7 reasons why Bitcoin is going to go to $200,000 in 2025. I know what you're thinking. Okay, Lark, come on, man. We just break a little bit above previous all-time highs and already we're going to go to $200,000. Yeah, we are. Okay, deal with it. It's coming because everything is lining up. A perfect storm is coming for the cryptocurrency markets. We have been suppressed all of 2024. Well, equity markets have been rallying and having a good time. It's crypto's time to shine. It's Bitcoin's time to shine. And what's good for the goose, Bitcoin, is often good for the gander, your altcoin bags. So let's get straight into this and talk about why I believe 2025 is going to be an epic year for Bitcoin. So first off, the potential, I know campaign promises are one thing, right? What's actually happens later is another thing. But the potential for the USA to start a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Now look, Cynthia Loomis, a senator, she has proposed buying 1 million Bitcoin over the next 5 years. It's about 500 Bitcoin a day for 5 years. And there's only about 1.5 million Bitcoin left to be mined. There's no way, if this does get passed, there's no way that America pulls that off without sending the price absolutely sky high. Okay? One thing to keep in mind, okay, this is massive. The fact America is even talking about that, right? And look, Trump's got a lot of pro-Bitcoin people behind him. RFK Jr., JD Vance holds Bitcoin, stuff like this. So whether or not they actually start buying Bitcoin or simply hold the Bitcoin that they already have is another question. That would still be pretty cool, to be honest. But if they really start building a strategic Bitcoin reserve and they really try to buy 1 million Bitcoin, literally no one is even close to bullish enough on the impact that is going to have on the market. Literally the big game, the global game theory of the cryptocurrency markets is going to play out in such a spectacularly insane way that it's literally what we've been talking about for the last decade or whatever here. It's finally happening. It's that insane. And the second point is America's not going to be alone, okay? The global game theory is actually already playing out. Now, we know, of course, a few years ago, little El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender, and then they started mining Bitcoin, and they started buying Bitcoin. And then, a little while ago, we got the information that little Bhutan, right up there in the Himalayan mountains, wedged between giant superpowers India and China, little Himalayan mountain kingdom Bhutan has quietly been mining Bitcoin, and they have like $1 billion worth of Bitcoin that they've mined now. Legends. I love to see it. That's amazing. Beautiful. BRICS nations now mining Bitcoin. We know the UAE is mining Bitcoin. We know Ethiopia is mining Bitcoin. Argentina probably mining Bitcoin as well. It's happening all over the place. Global game theory is playing out. Russia just passed a whole bunch of sweeping regulations to legalize Bitcoin mining and set up like a Bitcoin mining government agency. It's all happening. And now America's here. I think China's watching all this and going, yeah, we're just going to totally sit this one out. Probably not. Nation-state competition for the last 1.5 million coins to be mined. That's what we're looking at here. And countries like America buying truckloads of it because they print the money and they can buy it, okay? So that's the second point. The third point, new corporate buyers. Microsoft has a shareholder vote to buy Bitcoin. Now, Microsoft's sitting on hundreds of billions of dollars in cash, which is like sitting on a giant melting ice cube, okay? Because of the debasement of the currency, they actually lose money sitting on all that cash. Now, they might want to use it to buy some companies and stuff, but man, you can only buy so many companies. But you can buy some Bitcoin. And even if they buy $5 billion worth of Bitcoin or $10 billion worth of Bitcoin, so they're probably not going to buy that much. But if they did, it would be a fraction, a couple percentage points of their total cash stack, but would kick off a new massive rally and buying spree from other corporates. What, you think that Facebook's going to sit back and let Microsoft get all the Bitcoin? You think Apple's going to sit back and let Microsoft get all the Bitcoin? By the way, BlackRock is one of the biggest shareholders of Microsoft. You think there's a coincidence with that? There's no coincidences. This is happening for a reason, okay? Tesla, of course, already has Bitcoin. And then, obviously, you can't forget about Giga Chad Michael Saylor, who's literally come out and said, we're going to buy, $42 billion worth of Bitcoin. They're raising $42 billion, and they're going to buy Bitcoin with it. Just that alone. Imagine the nonstop bid of $10 billion a year for the next 4 years of Michael Saylor buying Bitcoin. That's utter insanity. the big game is here. Pension funds, companies, countries, everybody's trying to get their stack. You need to get yours if you haven't got it already. And of course, with all this bullish price action going on, you want to make damn sure that when you are getting your coins, you're keeping them safe. No, seriously. This is a hardware wallet. This Ledger hardware wallet. This is my preferred hardware wallet. And I highly recommend that if you have any amount of cryptocurrencies, more than like $5, I guess, but if you have thousands of dollars or more of cryptocurrencies, you have to invest in one of these hardware wallets. It's the safest way to store your coins, okay? Don't take your security lightly. You have to get yourself a hardware wallet. They're the best way, especially for storing long-term holds, to have one of these bad boys. The best way to even do Web3 stuff, just connect it to your MetaMask or Rabby wallet or wherever it might be. Link down below. Get yours. Seriously. Stop taking your security not seriously and start taking it seriously and buy yourself a damn hardware wallet. Okay. Now let's talk about the ETFs, okay? ETFs. This has been insane. So record day this week. We had about $1.4 billion bought on Thursday. That was after about $600 million on Wednesday. Now that $1.4 billion buy, that equals about 40 days of miner production. So in one day, Wall Street bought what miners can produce in about 5 to 6 weeks. That's insane. And if you look at the last month, Wall Street has bought probably the equivalent of 6 months of miner production. Just Wall Street. Just Wall Street, not the countries or any of these other players that are out here, okay? MicroStrategy, they don't buy Bitcoin ETFs. They custody their own Bitcoin. This is insane, okay? The ETF bid is monumental, and it's not going away, okay? We've had $25 billion plus positive inflows for Bitcoin ETFs this year, making it basically one of the most successful ETF launches in the history of ETFs. And money's just going to keep coming in. The passive bid from Wall Street for Bitcoin, it's going to send us up higher, guys. You cannot keep doing days of buying like this without just running out of coins to buy at a reasonable price. The price just has to keep going up, which creates more FOMO. Number go up technology brings in more people. Oh my gosh, this asset's great. I need to buy more. The price keeps going up, okay? We're also, next point here, we're also seeing retail starting to take more of an interest in the cryptocurrency markets, and the retail herd's arrival tends to herald the approximate top of the market or the final phase of the market, with the absolute blow-off top coming when like the Coinbase app gets to like number 1 or number 2 or 3 and like total all app downloads, right? Crypto.com in the top 10 as well, also a big signal. Coinbase app rankings have been surging in the last few days, up from, the 500th place to like the 100th place. But really, here's the thing. What brings retail investors, regular normie people who otherwise aren't interested in crypto, okay? You and me are retail too, but we're not like the herd retail, right? We're the guys who are at the watering hole early. But the herd of wildebeest is coming, okay? And when they come, they're going to make a real mess of things. Here's the thing. What brings those people in more than anything else? The number going up, okay? And when Bitcoin starts breaking out and hitting new highs, as it's doing right now, that brings a lot of attention. It brings a lot of interest. And the higher it goes, the more people become interested. And then that money flows down to altcoins and all the rest of it, right? Number go up technology is like the flame that brings in the moths, right? It's a tough analogy, but it's true, because a lot of these people who come in late, they will buy high and sell low. But somebody has to sacrifice themselves, I guess. Next point. Rates are easing globally, okay? The USA and the UK just cut interest rates. We're going to see more interest rate cuts. Money's getting cheaper for companies to borrow. Money's getting just cheaper overall for anybody who wants to use it. Mortgages and all the rest of the kind of stuff. And it's getting less attractive to leave your money sitting in money market accounts, the lower that those rates go. So what do you want to do? You want to take that money out of your money market account and go buy something. Maybe you're going to buy some dividend stocks. Maybe you're going to buy some Nvidia or some Tesla. Or maybe you're going to buy some Bitcoin. Okay, global liquidity index is going up. That means rates are being cut, easing conditions are coming in, money's being printed. China is doing, I think they're announcing a $1.4 trillion stimulus package. That's a lot of money. Okay? This is going to have a massive impact on markets. The global M2 money supply is surging right now. Everything is lining up. It's a perfect storm for the cryptocurrency markets that could send Bitcoin surging up to 200K. Now, why 200K? That's where the 3.618 Fibonacci lines approximately line up, which is where basically we found the high of the previous market cycle. Maybe we find it's high there again this cycle. And of course, the final point is it's the 4-year cycle, baby. It's all the 4-year cycle. It's all credit cycles. It's all business cycles. And it runs in these 4-year cycles. Bitcoin new highs on average start happening. Price breakout to new highs start happening 6 months post Bitcoin halving. It's basically happened after every Bitcoin halving in history so far. And here we are. We are 6 months approximately after the Bitcoin halving. And guess what? We're breaking out just as we basically perfectly on schedule, which is insane. Market cycles tend to peak. The price of Bitcoin tends to peak 12 to 18 months after the Bitcoin halving. So it puts us at a potential April top, or if we go 18 months, something like an October, November top. Okay. What's insane is that you might think, well, okay, sure, just because the first thing happened, the second thing's not necessarily going to happen, or something bad's going to happen, a number's going to go down, and we're going back to 40K or whatever. Maybe. But the first thing was pretty much completely on schedule. We saw a new high for Bitcoin 6 months after the Bitcoin halving, which is what we said is going to be happening for the last 6 months, okay, since the Bitcoin halving. So why wouldn't we get a new cycle peak 12 to 18 months post Bitcoin halving? Really, why not? With everything else going on that I've just mentioned, what's a good reason to not have that happen? I would like to hear your opinion on that down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for listening to today's video, and I'll see you back for the next one. Peace.